Get in! Get in, you big Aussie!
Bridwell, Boston hasn't finished yet. Kike!
Apollo have struck a stick to the heart of Dracula's boys, and it could be Eindhoven time!
Good evening. Welcome to the 12-Man Podcast, live, uninterrupted, as usual. Big season premiere. I mean, I know we had last week, but this is our big season premiere, so welcome. Thanks for popping on and having a listen to us. Got me, Steve Jackson, I'm in the main chair, as usual. Mr. Cutler's with me. Evening, Cuts.
Evening. We all right?
Good, you?
Spot on, mate.
Good. Back from his jollies, from the Balearics.
Yeah, but I'll sit this side off camera because I ain't got a tan as good as Cuts.
I don't know, it's fucking better than it was, to be fair.
Oh yeah, pasty ginger in the corner. Look like that carpet, that curtain behind you.
How we doing, Dally?
Yeah, good, real good. Thank you. Yeah, you?
Yeah, good, mate. I'm good.
Good.
Good. And the only one on the screen, apart from the tanned one, is Mr. John Donovan. Even JD, you all right?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, you?
Yeah, we're good, mate. We're good. Good to see you last week.
Good to see everyone.
And you. Yes, we're back. We're back every week now until end of the season. So, you know, strap yourselves in. We're about to get on a ride that's up and down and all sorts of emotions. I can't wait to get involved. So, yes, get involved. Get in touch with us. Big season preview. But before we start, most important question, as always, how are we all doing? Are we all right?
Sound.
Spot on.
Oh, good, thanks, yeah.
Are we good? Good. So, yeah, we spoke last week, didn't we? About you know what we're looking forward to, what we're not looking forward to. You know, we'll get the transfer bits out of the way first. Obviously, you know, there's a bit more happening now. Obviously, a bit more on Tommy Conway. Sky Sports reporting he's not too far from joining us. We're the closest ones to him, and also a young kid from Man City. Last time we did that was Morgan Rogers.
Yeah.
Mika Hamilton, what do you reckon?
Well, from what I've been reading, it's going to be a permanent. They're putting in a sell-on clause and a buyback, so they obviously rate him and think that he can go places. And what have we got to lose? Nothing.
We've got absolutely nothing to lose now.
I'd be a liar if I sat here and said I know a lot about him because I don't know anything. But Conway was a player that impressed me last season for Bristol City. So I like the type of players that we're looking at. I think it's the model of the club where we're trying to buy some younger players and they're not the finished article, but they've got a lot of talent. They're at decent clubs. I mean, Conway's done well in the Championship for 2 years now. We all know how tough a league it is. And like I say, the lad from Man City's got a lot of potential. So, yeah, I think I'd be happy with both of them coming through the door and let's hope for one more as well.
Yeah, I say things look positive at the moment, which is good. But you know, JJ, I saw you on Wednesday. We made a little trip to Harrogate. Beautiful weather, nice day. It's not too bad. I mean, let's not lie, the game wasn't great, but it wasn't a terrible thing though, was it? You know, we looked quite solid at the back. Kids came on that looked quite promising. It looks like, you know, I know the injury on Saturday at House, and we don't know how bad that is as of yet, but everything seems to be going in the right direction towards Saturday's season opener.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I don't know whether you remember before we set off state, I showed you something on my phone about Alex Bangura and, you know, the potential lengthy layoff, and that was obviously confirmed later on in the week, which was a big blow. So obviously that might change the work we do in the transfer window till the end of August. But yeah, Harrogate Wednesday was it was a run out, a training session. Like you say, we saw some young lads, Sol Bryn in goal, Alex Gilbert played. And he's going to feature more in the starting 11 this season, I believe. And then we saw the lad from Swindon come on, who's huge, isn't he? He's absolutely, he's massive for a young kid, absolutely immense. So yeah, using the pre-season as it should be. You know, we rested players for the Herenveen game on Saturday. And yeah, the game we didn't see any goals, but it was nice. You know, hour and a half from the Borough. Good strong following. Enjoyed the sunshine. Probably enjoyed it. A few drinks beforehand in the pubs around the ground. So yeah, it was okay. It was good. I never been to Harrogate, so it was a nice little Harrogate town, not the city, not the place itself. And it was a good little run out.
Yeah, it was good. It was a nice ground to take off. Yeah, it was decent. I'll back what JD said as well. He came out. He's 16 years old. Harley Hunt. He was huge. He was massive. I thought if he's still got to grow, wow, we got another Vandenberg potentially in our hands. I thought, wow, he had a presence about him. He made Lenihan look small, and I thought that's quite impressive because Lenihan's quite a big dude as well. So, but no, it was a good run out for the youngsters. It's one of them. Behave, you put me off.
Quite a big dude. Sorry.
Well, I'm being PG. So yeah, it was a good run out. They say one of the kids got a permanent contract as well. Finn Cartwright, he got a contract the day after as well. So it shows, doesn't it? I mean, we're investing in our views as well now. You know, we're not just putting, you know, kids in for the sake of it. We're actually giving them all contracts, which is a really good thing as well.
Yeah, I think we've had a fantastic, you know, youth development come through the academy for a number of years. We had this big reset where the big restructure, I would probably consider it as where we obviously we changed our philosophy in the way that we do transfers. You know, we're picking up little gems. You know, the kids you've just been talking about there from Swindon, but also rewarding, you know, the kids within our academy, and hopefully they can, you know, one of them can shine, and two of them can shine, three of them can shine, and get into that first team in a few years, and you know, make a career for themselves in Middlesbrough.
Absolutely. You know, it's something we're known to do as well. So, you know, we've brought him through many youngsters that have gone on to bigger and better things. So, and that's the model of the club now. So, you know, that's what we're here to do. But right, that's the transfer bits out of the way. Hopefully, we should see, fingers crossed, Tommy Conway in the next few days. So that'd be one. That would be one.
There's a few clubs in for him, isn't it? I think us Burnley are going to be a big pull, but it'll be interesting to see where he decides his future.
Hull have just gone in for him, haven't they? They've just put a bid in as well for him.
Yeah, the greatest respect to Hull. I'm more concerned about Burnley than Hull. But
it's only one letter away from hell, isn't it? So
well, yeah. But we'll see.
There you go. Right, season preview. It's back again. You know, we've had 3 months of break. Lots of change in the summer. Yeah. When the fixtures did come out in June, obviously, what's the fix? We say every year, what's the fixture you look for when it all begins?
It's Sunderland for me. Home and away Sunderland. I always look first game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing Day, New Year's Day, my birthday, and to Sunderland. And
yeah.
When Leeds are in this division, that's always the next thing I look out for as well. Big games, obviously. With what happened with Derby County last time they were in this division, that's another big game as well, home and away, for both sets of fans and what went on. Some of it was a bit unsavoury at times. Hopefully that none of that stuff happens this time. But yeah, it'll be nice to get one over on them as well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to go to the iPro Pride Park, whatever it's called these days, next Saturday.
Steve Gibson Stadium.
I don't know what kind of welcome we're going to get at all, but you know, we'll talk about that next week. That's next week. But our start, Dally, is quite a tricky one. I mean, with all due respect, Swansea at home's not the most testing of starts, but you look after that. I know we've got Leeds in the middle in the cup. Derby, Portsmouth, then a trip to Cardiff at 12:30. It's not an easy start, is it? It's not easy. If you wrote 4 teams down, I probably wouldn't have wrote all 4 of them down.
No, but we don't start our season till October, do we? So
we don't.
we haven't done that for the last couple of years. It doesn't matter who you play in this division. Let's be honest. It's a tough league. You know, you look at the teams who've come up. Mm-hmm. You know, your Portsmouths, Oxford, but people tipping them to finish bottom, but they're going to have a right good go at it. The team's coming down, the money that they're bringing down with them. You've got Burnley with Scott Parker, who's got 2 promotions. Leeds are going to be up there. It doesn't matter where you are and who you're playing. It's going to be a tough one. I saw the frightening stat where last time we won on the first game of the season, Kike played, didn't he? Was it 2014?
Yes.
So it's not the best stat in the world, but they're there to be broken, and let's hope we have a better start than we have done the last 2 seasons, and actually give ourselves a fighting chance instead of playing catch up.
Yeah, I say that. I know it's not the hardest league this year. When you write all the teams down, it's not the hardest league.
I don't know. I think it'd be a difficult one.
No, it always is. I absolutely agree with that. I think if you look at the calibre of teams that came down last year, that was horrendous. Leicester, Southampton, who all had 50, 60 million quid's worth of wages just to start. And then they had whatever they put on top of that and a little bit lost. I thought it was really difficult. The teams that came up as well, I say, Ipswich were phenomenal last year, absolutely phenomenal. And but I think it's a little bit easier. It's going to be difficult, of course it is. I'm not saying we're going to walk away with it, absolutely not. But I fancy our chances a little bit more this year than we did last year. So, but we can't afford to play catch up. We just can't. Again, we just can't.
I think I fancy our chances a little bit more this year because it seems like we've got a bit more of a structured squad. We've got some deals done early. I know we've got a little bit of time, and now linked with striker. We're linked with obviously. We'll be linked with more players as the coming weeks go. But we've kept the core of the team. You've kept the likes of Isaiah Jones, Johnny Howson, Riley McGreen.
Yep.
You've kept that core of the team. But them teams coming down, Sheffield United have to bring Callum O'Hare in.
Yeah, they did Sheffield United, yeah.
And they had was it Hamer from Coventry the year before? So them two link up really well. They'll be dangerous this year. I think Luton, I don't think they've lost anyone, have they?
Luton, no.
Good manager, in this division. And then, like you say, Scott Parker.
Yeah, they'll be up there. They'll definitely be up there, Luton.
I think it's easy to look and say that the Championship isn't going to be as tough this year. I think that's down to the stature of some of the clubs.
Yeah.
But I think in this division, we've said time and time again, there's no easy games in the Championship.
Oh, no.
The top team can lose the bottom team. Look, our record when we were struggling against the top teams in the division was pretty good, and we performed well against them. There's no easy games in this division.
But Rotherham aren't here, so we might be all right.
Well, yeah, exactly.
There's always a glimmer of hope. Rotherham aren't here. But JJ, I'll come to you. What do you make of our first few games? Are you like the lads, not as faithful as you would be?
I don't think it's the hardest start.
Okay. That was quite.
I don't. No, sorry. You broke up during what you were saying. Sorry, that's why I paused. I don't think it's the hardest start at all. I think the opening game, and then Derby, and then is it Portsmouth after that? I'd be looking for minimum 5 points, possible 7 points out of those 3 games. So that would put us well ahead of where we were. Up 2 points in the first 7 games, So it's a Championship, though. It's always tough. Portsmouth, a bit of an unknown quantity. Same with Derby, really, because it's been a few seasons since we played them. But I'm quite happy with our squad and the depth of it. To think that we can get up to a fairly reasonable start.
Yeah, I mean, Phil Orton's just got in touch. Disagree. We're nothing on paper, but Swansea home followed by 2 promoted teams. Then Cardiff is a really favourable start. 3 coming down, they've levelled the playing field for me. Top 6 minimum. However, expect us to push top 2 if we retain best players. I don't think it's a question about if we will retain them. No, I think we've retained them. I can't see crazy bids coming in this year. I think last year was a bit different because I think the 3 that came down, like I said, your Leicesters, your Leeds, had the pulling power to do that. With all due respect, Burnley, Luton, Sheffield United haven't got the pulling power of them three. I still
Yep.
look at Leeds more than the other three. That's just me.
And obviously we hear about West Brom's sort of transfer
Yeah.
problems today. So you know that's going to hamper them slightly. So I just hope that get the first 7 games out the way. Hopefully we picked up more than 2 points, and we'll see where we are. But like I said, I think we'll make a reasonable start.
Yeah, I said it's not the most difficult start. I still think there's a couple of games in there. I think you could slip up on. Let's say, but I don't know.
I think one of the things from this season, different to last, is what we bring in last summer, was it about 12 players or something like that? The turnaround was massive in the squad, and we lost a lot of our own players.
Yeah.
This year it's been more settled, where we all knew that it was going to be 4, maybe 5 players. I still think maybe 3 of them are still to come in.
Yeah.
But the squad's really settled.
Absolutely.
The bulk of the guys know each other and how we're going to play, because Michael doesn't change the way he plays. It's attacking football, a nice style of football to watch. So hopefully we hit the ground running this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we've seen in pre-season. The attacking football is the way we're going to go. I mean, look at the game with Doncaster, 5-3. You know, both teams just threw caution at the wind and thought, let's have a go, let's see what happens. And it flew at them. But, I mean, a few people are popping up mentioning Swansea, the first game. We'll talk a little bit about that later. So we've got a fan on from Swansea who will give us a bit of insight about how their summer's gone and what we think will happen in that game as well. So, but
we've had a few positive comments. A few of the lasses have tweeted in saying playoffs. Top goal scorer, Latia Latham, player of the season, Finn Azaz. That's Jeff Harland.
Yeah, I put out for people to say where we think we'll finish, who's going to be the top scorer. It's obvious what everybody's top scorer is going to be, but the number's going to be so different from person to person. Imagine all 4 of us are all going to say Latte Laugh, but I reckon the number we all say will be different, without a doubt.
Well, let's see then.
We'll find out in a little while, won't we? But since you mentioned him a little while ago, we'll move on to him. First derby of the season, September 21st, at the Stadium of Light. Notice I'll call it the proper name and not the actual name. I'm gutted. I'm missing this. I'm not here. I'll be watching it in the sun. I have looked and thought, do I fly back for it? But yeah, you know, what makes Sunderland away so special?
I don't know. I mean, I've got my mum was a Geordie, my granddad was a Geordie, my nana was a Geordie. So for me, the biggest game's always been Sunderland. I know it's different from fan to fan. Sunderland and Newcastle, some even say Leeds, but for me, the biggest game's always been Sunderland, home and away. Huge game for me. Like that'll never change. Like,
and me, it's a game I look for. People say, "Well, I don't really look at when we play Sunderland." I do. That's the derby for me. I know people talk about Newcastle and the hatred we do have for them, because we do, but it's Sunderland. It's a nice and early in the season as well, isn't it? You know, it's a nice and early trip up there. We're just about settled into the season. We're 5 games in. Get stuck into them. Get 3 points. Get our usual 3 points to come back and celebrate back down here. If we do anything like we did last year, dear me, that was something else. That I've never seen anything like that. What was it? 20 minutes. We just absolutely ripped them to pieces, and they were just done. Yeah, sit down. Don't come back.
Yeah,
lovely one there.
Even the Seagulls left the stadium at half time. They were that forward.
Oh God, there's so many comments I could make to that, but I can't. No, you're absolutely right. It was a very, I'd say it was very quiet, but when we came out, it was very, they were very rowdy, weren't they? Considering they don't care about us, they don't think we're irrelevant, and about 20 of them wanted me flag, so you know they didn't get it. It was great. And what a way day that was. But yeah, I mean, one bit of the fixtures I want to pull out is December. December's always a big time of the year. Obviously, you know, the Christmas lead up, things like that. From beginning of December to January, them 7 games they're not easy. They're not easy. We've got Burnley away, Leeds away. There's a start for you. Millwall at home, Plymouth away, Sheffield Wednesday at home, Burnley at home, Hull away. That is December the 6th now, because it got moved to the Friday night. Ask your opinion about all the TV games in a minute. To the 1st of January. That is that's 4 weeks, John Dom, of relenting pressure, because I think at least four of them teams are going to be in the hunt for the playoffs.
Yeah, probably. But that's the championship, you know. I think we had 1 month last year, you know, where we had 7 games in a month. You know, it just you get it, you get it in the championship, and that's why you know, I'm pleased that we've improved our squad strength, and you know, it looks like we'll improve it further with the business we're going to do. But do you know what? It's what we have to do. We can't change it. It's what we have to do. We have to take each game, use the squad, rest players as and when, or just take them out of the firing line now and then to give them chance to recharge the batteries and go again. But yeah, it's not easy. It's a toughest league out of them all in the English football pyramid. It's relentless.
It is, and that's why I absolutely love this league. I'd love to get out of it, but mind you, the stuff that's coming in the Premier League, I don't know if I can be bothered with the Premier League. I really can't, but it's the ultimate prize, isn't it? But while we're on to fixtures, I want to talk about the new deal Sky have got. A minimum of 20 games on the telly, which is, for the fans that can't get there week in, week out, is good. But then you pull up the start time for some of the games. I mean, 12:30 for Saturday, Swansea having to come up here at 4 a.m. 12:30 for Cardiff, us having to set off at 4 a.m. New Year's Day, 5:30. That's a shocker.
Bristol City moved to a
Friday night. Burnley moved to a Friday night. You know, there's a lot of fixtures that are being moved, which is good. It's just, you know, it gives you a lot of notice if you need it to move you. But is it taking away the magic? I've always said Saturday 3 o'clock is the time to play football, and I feel like Saturday 3 o'clock games are disappearing. It's disappearing big time now.
I mean, they call it the blackout, but let's be honest. If you want to watch a game, you're going to watch a game.
Yeah, you'll find a way.
You know, there are local establishments that'll put it on.
Yeah. Ask Harry Kane. He said he watched them in Germany. He know them.
So you can watch a game. So this 3 o'clock blackout is you know, it's ridiculous. I mean, like you say, for ourselves having to go down to Cardiff, for Swansea having to come up here, 12:30 is ridiculous. Why could that not have been a 5:30?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So like
Bristol City away, people are going to have to take the Friday off work. Said it last year. They don't care about the fans. Moving Bristol City to a Friday night when people are possibly going to, I don't know, if you've got no holidays, you're going to throw in a sickie, so therefore you're losing a day's pay. Not that I'll throw in a sickie if you're listening, Gaffer. But, yeah.
He says while he's on strike.
You know what I mean? No? You can lose a day's pay to go if you're going to want to follow your team down to there. For me, it's all wrong.
Yeah, it's
completely wrong.
It's. I mean, I know we just mentioned about, you know, wanting to go up there and give them a good hiding again, but Sunderland's got exactly the same first game. Cardiff away. They're down there at 12:30. I think
they deserve it.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll give you that.
I'm enjoying
it. You know, there's a lot of teams that are having to travel a long distance for a 12:30 start this Saturday. Burnley are down at Luton Friday night, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I got tickets for Derby, and I didn't realise until earlier this week that it was at 12:30. Like, and I know it's only a couple of hours away, but
we've mangled by 10. It'd be great.
But it's not the point, though, is it? They don't give any concern to the fans and what you've got to give up now to go and watch your club rather than a Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff. There's no excuse for not having games on a Saturday.
You're gonna have less and less away fans going. I mean, I think we've got a strong away following for the size of club we are. You know, your Sunderland's, your Sheffield Wednesdays, your Leeds have got big followings, but your smaller clubs like your QPRs who don't bring as many up. You know, if it's 12:30, are they and they know they can watch it at home? Are they really going to pay you know, 150, 200 quid train tickets for for them and the son, and then tickets as well.
I know.
I think that could be a
There's,
sacrifice for
there's
them.
some weird times as well, though. I mean, there's a couple that have come through as well, JD. I mean, Norwich away, Sunday, 3:00. It's not even on prime telly. It's on that Sky Sports Plus. Burnley at home, that's the worst one. Sunday, 29th of December, 8:00. You know, everybody gets the whole of Christmas off. People will be working Monday morning.
Mm.
That's a brutal one,
Is that Sunday?
Yeah.
That's
That's horrendous. I mean, these times that are coming out, they're saying well, it's more flexibility for fans watching it on the telly, but they've got to remember fans don't watch it on the telly. Fans turn up at the football. If, you know, there's more fans that turn up at the footy than watch it on the telly.
Well, we've seen what happened during COVID. What football was like with no fans in the stadium. Is that what they want? Do they all want us to stay at home and watch it on the telly?
No.
Pay for Sky Sports. I mean, I think that's Aidan who's just commented there. Portsmouth's first game back in the Championship.
Yeah,
Leeds 12:30 kick off. It's brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah. What's your take on the old JD?
The thing, well, I think it gives the home team an advantage. You know, how many are we going to take to Cardiff realistically? I know like Dally says, we do get a good following, and hopefully we'll get a decent start to the season. But really, we would, if it was at 3:00 on a Saturday, we would probably sell out the away end or close to it. We're not going to do anything like that 12:30. We're not going to do it. And I think it disadvantages the away team. Less support, less noise to get behind them. So I think the home teams get a strong advantage. Now, I know every club in the league has signed up to it, and they've signed up to it for the money that they're getting out of it. But there's been absolutely zero consideration for fans. It's not a fans charter. This, you know, it's for the armchair fans. It's not for the travelling fans.
Exactly. I know that's how Sky Sports will put it off. You know, it gives the wider range of football fans more accessibility to football, but it doesn't. You know, you think about the fans like us that will travel and watch our team. You know, and most of the time we'll just sacrifice what needs to be sacrificed and we'll just do it. But you know, not everybody can do that. And like I say, first weekend you got likes of Swansea, Sunderland, Pompey. You know, all having to travel ridiculous amounts of miles just for a first game of the season. It just takes the magic away a bit.
It's not a new thing though. This is it. A few years ago, when I think we were going for promotion in Bournemouth as well. I'm sure it was a bank holiday Monday, 12:30 kickoff.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it's been going on for years and years. This and something needs to happen about it. Sky Sports pronounce themselves as the home of football. Well, for me, it's the home of ruining football. They don't give a monkeys about the normal match day fans.
Let's be honest, like we've just touched on there, that away fans might stay away. Home fans will stay away as well if it's, you know, because it's cheaper to watch it at home. But I don't understand the 3:00 blackout. Why they won't just scrap it, because they say we'll lose fans at 3:00. Well, you're going to lose fans at 12:30.
Yeah, you are.
You know, I bumped into a lad on holiday who I knew from used to go to the pub a few years ago, and him and the lad used to go to every away game. They haven't been away since COVID. Wow. Because they found that it was cheaper in local establishments to go and have a couple of pints, and the roaming a couple of hours, the roaming 10 minutes in a taxi, rather than 3-4 hours, and that was their choice. But you're losing hardcore fans like that, which is sad. And
I think it's not being helped as well with the ticket prices. The ticket prices are not cheap anymore. I think I saw somewhere, I don't know what date the game is, Burnley play Portsmouth and they're advertising tickets at top end of 60 quid. For a championship game, are you joking? Come on. That's not football anymore. That's not working man's football anymore. That's catering to the privileged ones, and it's not the game I fell in love with. I'm not a fan of that. That's probably why I'm not a big fan of the Premier League anymore, because that's just stupid prices for home fans. I know they've got the charter into cap away fans to 30 quid. It needs to come into this league as well. It really does need to come in this league. Because when we get to the likes of playing Leeds in the league away, Sheffield Wednesday away, teams like that, they are going to charge over 40 quid I mean, how much did we pay last year for Leeds? It was £45 or something like
I
that.
think it was, yeah. Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday as well. I can remember was really high.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I won't go to Hillsborough. I don't. Why would I pay 40 odd quid to go to that? I mean, I'm sorry, I can't justify it. And you know, it wouldn't surprise me if Sky moved that game Easter Monday. They'll move that to 12:30. It wouldn't surprise me at all. They say that's coming.
Yeah.
So, Sam Seagulls, John was talking
I
about.
was going to say, it's John in Sunderland.
Yeah, the followed us.
None on me. Well, yeah, the Swansea fan who's going to sort of come and have a chat with us later.
Yeah.
He's flying up Friday.
Wow.
And flying into Newcastle and getting the train in of the morning of the game. I mean, the expense of that, you know, and like you said, again, taking time off work. So that shows his dedication, but, you know, it just inconveniences the travelling supporter. It doesn't inconvenience the armchair supporter, you know. But yeah, those who travel every game, they just they don't seem to sort of care about them.
No.
Sky.
No,
I
you're
was
absolutely right.
looking forward to the Swansea fan coming on, but now the first question I'm asking him is, what does he do for a living? Flying up for the first game of the season.
I mean, to be fair, you know, he's mentioned that. I mean, obviously, if he doesn't mind sharing, I want to know how much it's going to cost him this weekend without having a pint. You know, and getting whatever pie he gets in the ground. I want to see how much it costs him. Just, you know, not exact, just rough estimate of how much it's going to put together, because it's not fair.
And this
It's
is
not fair anymore.
one of my pet hates is when people talk about how many fans clubs bring up.
I hate that.
And I know we don't get a lot of beer, but we moan about going way down south and the struggles we have travelling down there. Well, we're one of the furthest north teams in this division as well. Yep. So fair play to each and every away fan that comes here, not criticising the amount of numbers they bring.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, Andrew Wilson's putting, I think the police will have an influence as well. But I get that when it comes to the derby games and stuff. But you know, is it really a threat of you know, Middlesbrough against Swansea at past 12? You know what I mean? That's just Sky ruining it. And you know, I thought I've got to mention something, because it's not football anymore. You know what I mean? Something's not right there. But
I love the way they portray it like they're doing something great for the fans, when in reality it couldn't be any further from the truth.
All they've done, in a roundabout way, is they've purchased iFollow, haven't they? That's all they've done. They haven't done anything significant to put more games on the telly. They've just bought the license from iFollow to use that license to put games on their channels. That's all they've done.
Maddo on Sky. Wallop.
Oh God, I can't imagine Maddo on Sky, can you? But I'll get back to the fixtures anyway. Obviously, you know, we'll get towards the end of the season. We're looking at, you know, we've got Plymouth here on the Good Friday. If that gets through to 12:30, I feel so bad for them Plymouth fans. I really will. Getting up here on a Good Friday is bad enough, but 12:30, that will kill them. Then Sheffield Wednesday. Then we've got Norwich at home, Coventry away. What did we all think when we saw Coventry away last game of the season?
Kind of been surprised.
Deja vu.
I just thought, oh no, not again.
We'll play them 3 games in a row again, aren't we?
Oh no, I can't. There's a possibility.
It would be sweet though if we went there and did it.
Oh, can you imagine? Johnny Howson lifting the trophy there.
If we went there and got a result that meant something significant there.
Massive away end as well.
Yeah,
it is.
That could be a great day. That.
I reckon they'll knock that, like they'll minimise that.
That'll be an 8 o'clock in the morning kickoff.
Yeah. 7:30 kickoff in the car park. It's one of those. I look. It's a nice ground. It really is a nice ground. The CBS Arena. It's easy to get to. You know, you don't have to like travel through all sorts of gates. It's very.
It's colder than Darlington train station.
I'm usually too drunk there, to be honest.
Speaking of drunks, there's a quality pub that we go to like Coventry.
Yes,
fantastic.
Oh yes, I'm sure John Don will be putting us in there for the final game. But and we look forward to going there. So it's very good.
We're going back, don't worry.
There you go. It's always a very hospitable pub.
Beauty,
Easy for me to say. To go to. He's spot on, the owner, the landlord. He's really good. And we usually fill his pocket full of 20s anyway with the amount of booze what you buy. So he'll probably be counting the days down from when we go. So, but so before I get the Swansea fan on, because he's going to come on in the next 5 minutes or so, we'll talk about the first game, get his thoughts on them, then we'll give our thoughts on what we'll think will happen. I asked you all and the people listening their little thoughts on where you think we'll finish, player of the season and top scorer with how many goals. I'll start with player of the season. Who is going to be your player that will stand out this year and take that crown from Vandenberg? I'll start with you, Cut.
Player of the year for me this season is going to be Latte Lath.
Can we put some meat on the bones?
He's going to score loads of goals.
Sound.
Do you want me to tell you how many he's going to get now?
I think he's rapid, isn't he, John?
He is.
He is. I can't wait to sing that chant on Saturday. Like, get that bouncing on the riverside again. Dally, your player of the year this year?
Morris.
Aidan Morris?
Yeah.
Okay.
The new Deriva. The new Deriva, honestly. He sits that deep and needs a snorkel. Like, honestly,
He does sit deep, like, I've got to admit.
I think he's, mix of Ledbetter and Deriva.
Okay. JD?
Riley McGree, hopefully. It's been. I mean, last season was difficult for him, difficult for us. With injuries and obviously he left us to go to play for Australia and he got injured again. But I'm hoping he remains injury free and he can be our star man.
Mine is I Jones. I think this is the year we see Izzy take it. Yeah, exactly. We see Izzy take it to a new level. I think he'll be absolutely unplayable. We've seen it at times where he is unplayable. Can you stop humming at me? He has been unplayable at times, but I think another year under his belt, I think he'll click even more. If he stays injury free, he'll absolutely terrorise some of the left backs in this league. So. Yeah, that's my pick for player of the year. I know a lot of people will come in.
Tom Marin, is it? Riley McGree.
Mickey Bell should be watching the Olympics. No, you shouldn't. You should be watching us, right? So put that away. I'm glad people, but lots of people have been. Someone mentioned Finn Azaz.
Yeah, Finn Azaz got to mention.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Actually, that's a good shout there.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing him now that he's fully settled in and had a good pre-season. Yeah. I think he'll do well.
Zinedine Azaz. Oh no, we're never going to live that down. But right, go on then. How many goals is Latte Lath going to score? You've blown that one away.
I'm going 25.
25?
25 league goals.
25 league goals.
Are you even more, bloody hell.
Okay.
What did he get last season? 18. He missed a fair chunk of the season.
He's got his wheel.
At the end.
The wheel of fortune's back out. Here
25.
we go. 25 league goals. That's summit. Okay. Go on, Dally. How many goals is Latte Lath getting this year?
18.
18. That's sensible.
Thanks very much.
25.
16 of them in 1-1 draws.
The one you were going to make on 1-1 draws this year. John Don, I imagine we're all going to go with Latte Lath. How many goals have you got him down for?
Yeah, I'm going to go as him as top goal scorer. And I was thinking 16, but I've just said 25 and I've just said 18. So I'm going to notch it up one and say 17 league goals.
Okay. I'm going 21. I think he'll break the 20 mark, but unjust. But I think he'll be our top scorer this season.
I'm a lunatic for saying 25 and you pick 4 less. Yeah.
I think that's a good total, 21.
Stay meant by Christmas.
Can you imagine? And Mitrovic.
Jeff Harland agrees.
Exactly.
He says 21.
He says 21. A lot of say Tom Marin, top scorer, Latte Lath, but I painfully don't think he'll actually score that many. Probably only about 35-ish. Wow. Jesus, Tom. Jesus.
Listen, if he does, we're going up with that, aren't we? Surely.
Oh, there's no ifs or buts. We're going up if he gets 35 goals. Mind you, Tuba got 29 and we didn't go, so I let you down. And last one, the big one. Where do you think we will finish? I'll start with you, Coach. Where have you got us down in the league to finish this year?
With this current squad right now, 5th. If we sign the 2 forwards and Ryan Giles, 2nd.
So not just a left back, we're just going for like Ryan Giles, are we? We're just
No, not a left back. Not any left back.
we're just going Ryan Giles, right? Look,
Ryan Giles and them 2 forwards, and I'll say 2nd. But with this current squad, 5th.
so second if we get them signings in.
2nd if we get the 3 players.
Who have you got as top then?
I think Burnley.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Burnley will win this league. Dally, how come with you?
Don't agree a lot with Cuts, but I was going the same. I think we finished 5th, and I think watching Engel at the weekend and knowing Bangura's out, I think Giles will be definitely on our transfer wish list more than ever. And I think if we bring him in, and the two players linked, or a couple more flair players, if it's not them two, then yeah, I think then 2nd. I can't see past Burnley. I don't think they've lost many players.
No, people are
Still
writing
got
them
bloody
off.
Weghorst up front, haven't they?
Yeah, they have actually.
So,
But people are writing them off, saying, "Well, they've lost Vincent
Big
Company."
lump.
And, well, not being funny. The managers have made that team. They've still got the talent, haven't they? They've still got the players. So, yeah, I think Burnley will be a tough one to beat this year. But John Don, I'll pass to you.
Right, is top 6 good enough, or do you want an actual physical
Well,
position within that top 6?
if you want to just sit on that that pointy fence and say top 6, then that's absolutely fine.
All right, then 4th.
4th. There you go. What with this squad or with the additions potentially coming in?
If we get the 2 players, the 2 attacking players that we're looking at, Conway and Hamilton, I'll go top.
Top.
Yeah, I'm going to go top.
he's gone all in
Neck
on
on the line. I've just been accused of sitting on the fence, so I've just jumped off it now and I've put my neck on the line.
He just jumped out onto a big massive nettle bush.
Another one we had was player to watch. So I'm going to say Hayden Hackney. Big year for him this year.
Can I say where I think we'll finish?
You can.
Yeah, thank you.
Where do you think we'll finish, Steve?
8th. How many you got?
The current squad, I think we'll get 6th. Get a couple of players in, I think we'll get 3rd. Top 2 will be Burnley and Leeds. Even if Leeds have lost Somerville over the weekend, I think the targeting is it Jonathan Rowe from Norwich to replace him. You know what I mean? It's not a bad replacement. Is it? So yeah, they'll be the 2 that'll go automatic. And then I actually think that's me touching wood. We will win the playoffs.
Touching it, you just absolutely put the desk through.
I think we'll win. I think we'll win the playoffs. I think we'll actually go up at Wembley.
That would be a great way to go. Like,
I mean, luckily my boss won't be listening to this because he's a Mackem, but I don't think I'll be in work for a good 2 weeks. I'm not even joking if we go by Wembley. But yeah, I honestly think we'll go by Wembley this year. I think this is the year we do it. Finally get that hoodoo. So go on then. Your player of the to watch is Hackney. Why?
Hackney for me, massively talented player. Missed a big chunk of the season last year, the second half of it. I think it's a huge year for Hayden, and I think with better players around him, I think he's going to have a really good year. He's the from within our squad. He's the player to watch for me.
Okay. Dally, player to watch this year for you?
I was quite impressed with. Is it Bergzorg? I'm terrible with names. Yeah, I was quite impressed with him at the weekend. To be fair, when he come on,
He's a unit, isn't he?
yeah, I think good replacement for Sam Greenwood. Be interesting to see how he gets on, and I think that could be interesting to look out for.
I mean,
him.
to be fair, with all due respect, I think you're a good replacement for Sam Greenwood.
I couldn't put a free kick in the top corner like that against Leicester.
I bet he couldn't anymore. You know what I mean? Let's put that out
I
there.
don't know. It's a whole conversation on him, but I think there was a player in there somewhere, definitely.
I mean, we could have said that about a few players we've had in. You know what I mean? But Ravel Morrison, there was another one. But he had all the talent in the world, and he just watched it go with the wind, didn't he? So, but JD, your player to watch this year?
Finn Hazard.
Zinedine.
I think I think he's fully settled. He's he'll be used to our playing style now, and I think If he stays injury free, he'll have a great season.
Okay. Well, my player to watch this season, I mean, I had one in my head. I'm going to stick with it. It's going to be Dan Barlaser. I think you've got to keep an eye on him this year. I think he started pre-season really well.
Dan Barlaser.
Yeah, Dan
Can't
Barlaser.
keep hold of his head.
I don't.
Never on the ball.
Wow.
I'm only joking.
I know you couldn't see
I'm
Danny's
joking.
face there, but it was exactly the same as mine. Player to watch, Dan Barlaser.
I don't think he'll.
God help us.
I don't think he'll be our best midfielder. I don't think he'll be our worst. I think he'll be nice and consistent, and he'll get some performances in.
Consistent.
But
So you don't like, you were on about John being on offensive. You said Barlaser won't be our worst midfielder, he'll be worse than Barlaser.
it's a very good question. Depends who we keep and who we lose. I mean, it's still 3-4 weeks left. But the player, if you really want to play to watch,
You know what it is, don't you?
He's still on that
You know what it
fence,
is,
isn't he,
don't you?
John?
You know what it is, don't you? Gone Dan Barlaser. He's gone to Geordie because he lives up there now.
the player I really want, I'm looking forward to watching, if he actually gets a chance in the first team, is Harley Hunt.
Yeah.
I thought for 16 years old, he came on Wednesday, and I thought he looked a grade above what was around him. It was really weird.
Interesting to see what
And I
Finch
thought
does.
that's not usual for a 16-year-old kid, and he looked good.
I'd be very surprised if,
I would.
other than League Cup games, if he
I would.
gets any games really. Talked about it last week how strong we are at centre half. I'll be amazed if he. But definitely want to watch.
Well, you say that, we still haven't seen Dale Fry, have we?
Who?
Exactly. But Tom Marron just got a Gilbert player to watch. That's not a bad shout, to be fair.
shout as well, yeah.
He showed
Cardiff,
glimmers.
yeah.
He showed glimmers at the end of last season, didn't he? That he's got something about him. So, but I'm trying to waffle on because I'm waiting for our Swansea fan to come on, but he hasn't come on yet. So we start our Swansea preview. First game of the season.
Let's.
How much, on a scale of 1 to 10, are you looking forward to being back at the Riverside on Saturday?
It's 10 for me.
Really, I've gone 15.
I thought you said 1 to 10.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah.
It's off the scale for me. I can't wait to be back. I really can't.
I mean, we've had the Euros, but
I don't want to
which
talk about that.
it fills the summer a little bit and it makes it go a little bit quicker than normal. But getting back to football at the Riverside, seeing the team that we follow home and away all over the country, it's not like it for me. So I can't wait for Saturday.
It's going to be something else. Get behind the. If you are going, get behind the campaign. Wear red. You know, let's get that place in red. It's going to be place going to be absolutely bouncing. You know, we've got something planned for the North Stand. The South Stand have got something planned. So
Yeah. Obviously, we've got the flags, haven't we, between the three blocks. JD, I'll let you take the lead on that, lad.
Yeah, we raised money by selling merch
ourselves.
last season, and hopefully I'll be able to raise more money this. So we've got a large number of flags to distribute in the North Stand. We haven't got enough to cover the whole stand as yet, but we hope if this proves successful, we hope to do that. So I'll be giving more details out on social media before kickoff. And if anybody wants to contact the 12th man, do so. I'll make sure I get a flag left in your seat if you're in blocks 23, 21, 23 or 25 of the North Stand. So let's sort of, hopefully it will create more visual atmosphere, and that'll encourage people to get behind the team more. So that's the hope. I'm looking forward to it. You know, see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be. I know we're back there on last Saturday, the home friendly, but everybody's back there the weekend. It's going to be, 3 months has been too long. I can't wait to
Just
get
go
stuck
over the
back
Euro.
in there.
Well, we get over it, but it's nice to finally get the normal season back on.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, apart from the 40 odd stairs up to your seat, I mean that's the killer for everybody going them concrete steps. But we moan about it every year, but we wouldn't have any different, would we? It's but yeah, if, like JD said, if you want to get involved and help get them flags waving, please just get in touch with us. We say we'll happily put a flag on your seat and get involved, make it nice and colourful, nice and loud, and it's a half 12 kickoff. It's going to be just make it as loud as possible.
Yeah, I just want to sort of make a point that the flags are free to use during the game,
Yes.
but they're not free to take away. You know, we've had to spend a hell of a lot of money to sort this out. So if we make sure that they get returned at the end of the game and they can be used for the next home game. So I want to spend more money getting flags, new flags, rather than replacing old ones that people take away. So don't take them out the stadium, please,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
Get your thieving hands off. Yeah, we'll get the flags round. We'll say there's them three blocks to be bouncing. I can't wait to be part of block 23 again. It's going to be another world year. It's going to be really good. So I'm still waiting for our Swansea fan, but he's still not.
He's just messaged me saying he's logging in now, so we'll
go.
try and.
We'll get the opposition view in a couple of minutes, so we'll hold on. So
It was great, wasn't it, the weekend to see as well, just before obviously we
I
go
was
to
going to
Swansea.
say, you want to mention the special guest from Saturday?
It was brilliant to see Juninho there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Back at the Riverside. You know, I remember, I think he came out he played a friendly game a good few years back. It was against Bradford and there was 20,000 odd there. But it was brilliant to see, obviously the friendly at the weekend, so many dads and the lads.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was brilliant. You know, 13,000 for a friendly at home for the Borough is
Great, isn't
is
it?
brilliant.
Yeah.
You know,
He had a few days, didn't he, up here from back home, so Juninho. Had his night at the Stockton Globe.
yeah.
And
Went to Georgie Bolam's for a load of bacon and a couple of lamb joints to take home.
that's a place for a signing, I'll give you that. George Bolam's.
Come on, your balls.
It's good to see. It's good to see former.
But fair play to the Red for
Yeah,
sorting
absolutely.
that sort of few
Yeah,
days out.
absolutely.
You know, so they did do well, and there was a
Good joint of
so
beef.
there was a lot of there was a lot of people really sort of pleased to see him and take their kids to see him for the first time.
Do you know what was great as well? Sorry, John. What was great as well is he stayed for everybody who was there.
Well, he said, didn't he, I'm not leaving until I signed everything.
And
That's amazing.
you know what was brilliant as well is Chappie, who was you know, one of the the starters of this with
Yes.
ourselves. Congratulations to him and Lauren
Aye.
on the birth of little Ovi. But Juninho popped into the hospital and did the rounds in the hospital and just happened to go in and meet the little fella. So
so two little
brilliant to
fellas in the
see,
same
so-
pick.
yeah,
Amazing.
It's good to see that he could make it all the way from Brazil and actually made it for that show. So fair play to him.
like Mess.
Well,
Yeah, well, like Bess. Who kept saying that he was, I was going to say, he's got a family emergency, then popped up a video on his Twitter a day later in Gran Canaria. I mean, that is an absolute PR disaster. But, so, yes, weekend, we've got Swansea at home. Long trip up for the Jack Army. I do enjoy Swansea away, like, they're very good when we go down there, but we're very lucky to have a fan on with us. It's going to come and chat with us. Steve, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
We're good. Yeah. But so we've obviously been chatting about the Borough. You know, how summer's gone. How's the summer gone for the Swans? You know, has it been a summer of building on what you had end of last season? You know, how far have you progressed? Do you feel?
There's been quite a few changes, really. I mean, we signed a lot of players last year, and if I'm honest, a lot of them were not what we were looking for. I think it was the recruitment was poor. So we had quite a few players on loan. A lot of them have gone back. We've released a few. Only 4 new faces at this stage, so I would say that the squad certainly needs to be beefed up a bit. I think, from what I can gather, they are trying to bring people in, but they are focusing on trying to bring in the right people rather than just anybody. So as much as I'm a little disappointed that we've not brought an extra couple of bodies in, I do think we're in a better place than we were last year. But I do feel we're a little bit underprepared going into the weekend. So might not be a bad time to play us.
No, I mean,
Music to our ears, that Stephen.
yeah, I mean, it is music to our ears. I mean, we were just saying it's not the most difficult start we've ever had. Swansea at home. You know, if I speak right, you've still got the same manager. You've still got Mr. Williams in charge.
Yeah, he's about to start his first full season.
Lovely. Has he still got the same opinion about us? He doesn't quite like us for some reason.
I think his main thing really was that we were really, really bad the last time we played, which wasn't that long ago. And I think the real issue was there that it was the third game in a row that we played badly, and it was after we'd beaten Cardiff, and it was if oh, you've beaten Cardiff now, and everything's fine. You can just take your foot off the gas, and I think that really wound him up. To be honest, it was quite a lackluster game from what I remember, but we were really bad that day, and I think it just wound him up. To be honest, when he was in the right, he gave the players a dressing down. From what I can gather, they were meant to have a flight home, and he made them get the bus because he was so annoyed. So, but then we did beat Stoke 3-0 in the next game. So to be fair, it did have the desired effect, I think.
Make him get the bus home every week.
I
Then.
know. Imagine that. But so summer-wise, obviously, your pre-season's pretty much obviously done now. You know, has things worked exactly how you've wanted them to be? You know, how have results looked? Have you know injuries been kind? Have players that you've brought in as minimum as they've maybe been? You know, if they settled in nicely, you know, is it a squad that I know you said it needs improvement, but are you just about ready to go with what you've got?
Well, we're going to have to be in the short term, I think. But it's been a bit of a strange pre-season because we have had a few games, but we've had a couple behind closed doors. Then we went away to Austria, and then we had a home game on Saturday. So it's been a bit strange, really, because like I said, most of the games seem to have been behind closed doors. But I'm fairly happy with the signings that we have made. I mean, we brought in Gonzalo Franco in midfield. He had quite a solid game the other day. Really excited by Eon, the Korean player. He looked like he had a bit of skill about him, so I think that looks good. We've lost Carl Rushworth in goal. That's a loss. He was really good for us last year on loan from Brighton. So we brought in Carl Figaro from Burnley. I think he's going to be decent. He did have a decent game the other day, but he did take a few chances in possession, and we were a little bit lucky to get away with it. So I do think at some point we are going to pay a bit of a price for that. But he does look like a decent addition. And then a couple of days ago, we brought in a striker, which we were desperate for, really, Vip Topnik from Bordeaux. So he hasn't had any minutes for us yet. I'm assuming he will be involved on Saturday. Probably not from the start, mind. But yeah, where we're lacking, really, I think, at the moment is out wide. We've got Ronald, a pacey Brazilian winger, but he's been injured. I think he might be close to returning to fitness, but I'm not sure he'll start the weekend. Don't really have anybody on the left, so Eom, the Korean player I was just talking about, has had to play there, and I think we want to play him more as a number 10 behind the striker, so that seems to be a bit of a weakness, I would say, for Swansea at the moment. We do need certainly at least to get another wide man in, and Ronaldo as well. Hopefully we can get him fit. I think if that happens, we will be a better side, but at the moment that is a little bit of a weakness, really, and we've got a few injuries, and you put that with the fact that I would have liked us to have added more players. Does look like a bit of a limited 11 to and certainly bench ahead of Saturday's game, really.
That being said, realistically, where do you expect Swansea to finish this season?
I think from my point of view, if we can get another couple of decent players in, then should probably be looking at top half. I mean, I don't think at this stage where we're good enough for the playoffs. That I think to be that good, the new signings would really have to fire. But I think we finished 14th last year, which in the end was quite good because it was not a good campaign. We were particularly poor in the first half of the season, so I thought we salvaged it reasonably well in the end. But I think we should be looking to improve, really. So I'm looking for top half. I do think the league is a little bit easier, should we say, this year. I think it looked very strong last year. I think it was certainly a year where I think if you're one of the lesser teams, certainly one not on parachute payments, not worth spending a lot of money in the transfer market because it was always going to be really tough. But I do think with who's come down, they're not going to be as strong as the ones that came down last year. So that should, in theory, give everybody else a better chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And
yeah, that's something that Steve. That was Steve who's hosting the show. That's a point he made, and yeah, I fully agree with that. So, can you give us your travel plans for this game? Obviously, because it's a ridiculous kickoff time for the travelling fans. So what are you doing?
Yeah, it is horrific, isn't it? But I am coming. I'm flying up from Bristol Airport Friday afternoon. So staying in Newcastle, and then I'm either going to get a train or an Uber, I guess, on Saturday morning. So that's my plans. Like I say, it is terrible, really. I mean, if it was the other way around, it would be terrible as well, wouldn't it? I mean, I think the buses are leaving about 4 or 5 in the morning, and just thinking, this new TV deal now is really not great for the fan, is it? I mean, you look at it and just think, are they actively trying to ask people to stay at home rather than travel? Because, I mean, with it putting it on TV as well, a lot of people are just going to go, well, why am I going to bother? I mean, our next away game after this is West Brom, and I think a lot of people will target that one instead because it's one of the closer ones for Swansea. I mean, we're a bit out on the limb down here in South Wales, and everywhere seems to be far, but obviously a trip to Middlesbrough is one of the furthest, really. So, but yeah, I am flying from Bristol to Newcastle, so I will be there on Saturday. My second visit, I think, to the Riverside. The other one was in December 2021, a 1-0 home win on that occasion. I was meant to come the first time, actually, when we had the lockdown. It was the first game called off when we had the lockdown, and I was on a flight to Newcastle, and yeah, the same thing, really. And then we found out, obviously, that the game was off, so on that occasion, when it was rearranged, we did have a 3-0 win, and obviously nobody was there. But yeah, I will be there, and like I say, second visit to the Riverside.
Yeah, absolutely.
So is it a night in Newcastle on Saturday as well? So before your flight home, or is your flight on Saturday?
No, there's the flight home is Sunday morning, so we've got 2 nights, so that should be fun. Hopefully, so if it doesn't go great on Saturday, then we can still drown our sorrows. We haven't got a horrific bus journey home at that point.
Yeah, but again, I mean, that's some expense for you and other fans, who are coming. So a return flight and 2 nights hotel, it's ridiculous, really, isn't it? It's a lot of money. You must be minted in South Wales.
It also is partly down to the fact I'm not married, don't have any kids, so I can afford then to look at things a little bit differently. I mean, there's 4 of us coming on the trip, and 3 of us are single, which probably tells its own story, really, doesn't it? But
You want to be in the pig iron after the game.
It tells me that the one who isn't single isn't telling his wife where he's going for 2 days.
well, he's actually only just got married, so I'm quite surprised he's coming on this one. But to be fair, his missus is quite understanding, but obviously not everybody's is. But yeah, I tend to do quite a few during the season. And look, if you're going to come up to the northeast, it's quite simple. You're either coming for the weekend or you're not going. It's quite simple for me. But I didn't have a trip up to Middlesbrough or Sunderland last season, so when I saw it was opening day, I thought, well, at least it's a good time of year. I always fancy the opening day because you've been starved of it for a few months, obviously. So yeah, I will be there on Saturday. Whether it'll be like I say, I don't come all the time to the northeast, but I've made a decision that I'll be there this time.
Will there be many coming up from Swansea then?
I think we were only given 1,000 tickets, which not a huge shock because it's, with it being such a long way, we're not going to bring huge numbers. I wouldn't have thought. I think it'd be a little bit under that, but look, we've got to be realistic about these things. Everything's expensive these days, and it more noticeably, especially in the last couple of years. If it's on TV and you haven't got to get up at a stupid time in the morning, then it's hard to really argue with a lot of people that are going to stay at home. I think if it was the other way around and we were home to Middlesbrough, it would be a similar response, really. But I think if it was at 3:00. It would probably, and not on TV, it would probably add a few hundred, I would think, because, like I say, you do usually get bigger numbers on an opening day than you would usually. But fact is, if they're going to move games to inconvenient times, then this is going to be the consequence.
It's funny because we've just literally spent 20 minutes criticising Sky and them moving games, and it's a joke. We all said that they don't care about the modern fans these days. So I ask you about Swansea. It'd be interesting to get an opposition fan's take on Middlesbrough and how you think we'll do this season.
I think Middlesbrough have got a good chance of playoffs. That's how I would look at it. I mean, obviously Michael Carrick's been in the job for quite a while now in championship terms. Obviously, I know last season you finished outside the playoffs and the year before in there. I mean, I'm looking at it from the point of view of you had Akpom and Archer the year before, lost those 2 players. It's difficult to replace goal scorers, and that probably was a big problem for you last year. And I know when we played you towards the end of last season, Lath got 2 goals, didn't he? I mean, if he fires, and I noticed he did seem to do quite well in the second half of last season, then that could maybe make the difference. But I think Middlesbrough are going to do well. I think you've got a really good up-and-coming manager. And like I said earlier, I don't think the league is as strong this time. So it does give everybody else a better chance. And I think Middlesbrough are a team that could potentially take advantage of that. So I think you guys should be quite hopeful, really, certainly of top half, but I think you should be targeting top 6.
There you go. There you go.
Now that's the type of guest we want every week.
I
That's
know.
the type of guest we want. That's superb. Cheers, mate.
You've done well there, John.
Doesn't mean I'm right, though.
I think you will be fair. But,
Well, we're never right, so join the club.
exactly. And speaking of being never right, last thing we do. So what we do every week, we put on charity bets every week, put it into a pot, give it away to the local charities at the end of the season. I say we've done it this summer. So if we can't get it out of you, a prediction of if any time scorer and a correct score from yourself, if possible.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to say 2-1 to Middlesbrough. And I'm going to say Lath to score by the boring answer, really. But yeah, I think this game's coming a little early for us. Tough opposition as well. I think we've got Preston at home and then Cardiff at home after that. So I'm hopeful of their better fixtures for us. But I think this is a tough one.
I like him. We should have him on more often. But Steve, thank you very much for popping on. Appreciate your opinion. Safe trip up on Friday. I can't believe how much you're about to spend, but you've done it. You know, we do it as well, so don't worry about it. And enjoy your trip to the northwest. Apart from the 90 minutes when you come to Riverside, have a good weekend.
There is a fan zone outside of the ground as well.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Fans on.
Away fans welcome. We'll probably be in there having a pint. So.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to see you if you fancy it.
Yeah, sure. I don't know exactly what time we're coming yet. I think last time I came, I got the train and I didn't realise it would take an hour and a half. So I've got a feeling this time we're going to club together and get an Uber. So we might be a little bit earlier. But okay, cheers for that. I'll bear that in mind.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much. And enjoy your weekend trip up here and enjoy the rest of the season. We'll speak to you later on in the season.
Yeah, we'll do. Take care,
Thank you.
guys. Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Take it easy. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
There you go. So there you go. There's a Swansea opinion. I think he's pretty much the same as us, really, isn't he? He's,
Yeah.
I think most of the league see us as we won't be far off this, and that's how I see how our season's going to be.
I think obviously I know we try not to be rose tinted spectacles, but it's hard not being when you follow your club. So it's nice to get an outsider's perspective of roughly where they think we're going to finish.
And that'll be something that will.
John?
Yes.
Cool. Here we go.
John, talk about rose tinted spectacles. I said we can finish top. I'm sat here like Elton John.
Yeah, but you sat down. You were still standing, wasn't he? So,
Start playing the piano in a minute.
start playing the piano. But
Give him a rocket, man.
oh Jesus. So we'll move on to our predictions. You know, we were successful last year. We'll come back to the guy with the clipboard who's going to put our predictions down.
Yeah.
Over to you.
We did really well last year. We raised nearly £500 for local charities, which we're going to distribute. You'll hear about that in the next couple of weeks, hopefully.
Right.
I'm going to go for Laugh 3-1 Borough.
Okay. Tally. 1-1. Who's got scorer?
Yeah, 1-1. 1-1. I said about the hoodoo at the beginning of the season, so I'm going to go 1-1. And I'm going to go Hackney.
Will be a bad price actually here. Hackney 1-1. Why? John Don, come to you.
2-0 to Borough. Finn Azaz.
Zinedine Azaz.
Jago?
The star man.
What, me or Azaz?
Azaz.
Put you on the spot there. 4-1 Borough.
Oh.
4-1 Borough. Isaiah Jones anytime.
Uh-huh.
Never get old, will it?
I'm sorry. It's not funny, but every time Dally does it, I just get so loud.
He'll
Sorry.
never get old, will it? He'll never ever get old. But yeah, there you go. There's my prediction. So yeah, get your predictions in as well. You know, let us know what you think. You know, if you want to contribute to the charity bets as well, if you want to help with it, please feel free to do so. We'll more than happy. Waste your quid. But yeah, we did well last year. We're going to do well this year, and we say some very good local charities will benefit from our gambling addict. So with that being said, that's us done. Another week finished. Thank you very much for popping in.
Pleasure.
Thank you for popping in from Ibiza.
Kevin and Perry.
And thank you for taking an hour break from your shift. I'm sure there's a window full of people waiting for you. And I'll see you on Saturday, John Dunn.
You can get the piano on now.
No problem.
Yeah, you can take the glasses off now. And thank you for listening, liking, commenting, subscribing, it's just everything, just being part of our journey. It's, yeah, we're getting bigger and bigger, and it's great. It's great to
John
talk.
Cutler's putting out in bloody Moscow there.
Why?
Flicking a pen.
We'll have that pen next week.
We're just feeding
Getting
every
back in.
every part of the audience. It's fine. So yeah, arrivederci, up the Borough. See you at the Riverside Saturday at Beat. See you.
Thanks, boys. Come
Thank you
on,
for listening
brother.
to the 12th Man podcast. Hope to see you all again next week. Up the Borough.